Welcome, guys. This is the game that I played earlier today. It was actually quite an interesting game. So I'm gonna review it with you right now and see how it went. It was actually quick. I think, was 14 moves. It was a quick game, but we were going to analyze it. He first played the natural move e4, and I was playing with e5. When we actually played the scotch move, we actually played the scotch variation with the knights. At this position, he played his pawn to d4, threatening my pawn on e5, which I accepted. Then he took with the knight. Then I threatened his knight, and he took my knight on c6. At this point, the game is still equal. There's no trickery or any malicious intent here. So I took the knight, of course. The knight has to be accepted. And then it was his move to make, which his pawn on e4 is under threat. So yet doesn't really under threat, but you push this bishop to protect it, but also already protected with the knight. I don't know why he did that. Maybe it was just developing, wasn't protecting the pawn. I don't really know. I don't know what goes in the mind of my opponents, of course. So he played that move there. Then it was my move to make. So I threatened the pawn by putting my pawn to d5. Which at this point I was looking for. The reason I pushed my pawn there, it was like a distraction, but also a move to open up my bishop so I can move my knight to g4 in order to threaten the fork there. So he didn't accept my pawn, of course. He moved forward, which he should have accepted. Pawn to e5, it's a blunder. You can even see the computer the computer there. It tells us that black is 2.5 now, which is it's not a big blunder because I can still save the game at this point, but it's a blunder because I can fork the pawn. I'm actually winning the pawn with the fork. So I played the move g4. It's a fork of pawns, but that wasn't really my goal. But it was a backup. The pawn was like a backup if you actually see what I'm trying to do. At this point, I'm threatening the fork there of the rook and the queen, where you should protect that move, of course. Let's put the pawn there on f2 with the bishop on with the bishop on c1. The bishop on c1, you should protect with that move, but he didn't do that. He chose to castle, which is it's a mistake. It's not a blunder. It's a mistake. It's not a blunder, like it's just a mistake. He castled. You see the review on the computer. It shows that now black is winning. Like that's not a blunder. It's a mistake. But black at this point is winning. So I did the natural move. It's not a natural move. Most people won't see this move, but I threatened checkmate with my queen. And the only move is pawn to h3. That's the only move to protect this. There's no other move. You don't even have to think about it. That's the only move to protect the checkmate, which he did because it's the only move to protect the checkmate. So now my knight is two pieces protecting it, the queen and the bishop, which I took the pawn and threatened the queen. At this point, you should have just accepted the knight with this rook. Of course, it's not easy, but that's the only move to save yourself. You should just accept the knight, but he didn't accept that because he thought he still save the game. You can see on the scale, black it's winning. It's actually winning like by 4.6. That's high. Black it's winning. So he didn't accept, of course, I moved this queen because I'm threatening to take it. Of course, threatening my knight. I have to move now, of course. There's also a discovered check. At this point, I wanted to take the bishop on d3, but I thought myself, I said my goal here is not to win pieces. Winning pieces, you see, the game is actually over. You can even see on the on the scale that the game is over. It's over for it's a win. Some people don't see the game that it's over this position, but not most people. Some maybe if you are lower rated, you won't see that you're winning the game. The game is over. If you don't see that the game is over this position, then I don't know how the game is over this. Then I don't know. But the game is actually over. At this position, I wanted to take. Most people would take the bishop on d3 and say, "Oh, let me win the piece." They've discovered check. I won't lose my knight for the bishop. Well, of course, it's not a blunder. It's just a mistake or a miss. You overlook your chances to win the game. So of course I didn't take it. I took the pawn on h3 because it's a discovered check. Then it can't be accepted. That pawn on h3 check, double check. Of course, the king has to move. If you move the king to h1, the game is actually off. It's checkmate. So you have to move the king to h2. The game is over, but prolong the game. You have to move your king to h2. The game is over. It's there's nothing you can do. It's over. There's no way to protect this checkmate. It's over. I think it's 3 moves away. It's 3 moves away. The checkmate is 3 moves away. So you move this knight to h2. And when I'm saying E, I know it's a E because I saw his profile picture. It's a E. I'm sure it's a E. So then the computer like the move. Actually, the game is over, but the computer like the move knight to f4. But I like because I wanted to threaten the queen the same time, but it didn't really matter where you move the knight. The game between those two positions, of course, between g5 and f4, that's the only places you can go. When I say it doesn't matter to me, that's the only places you can go. The other places, just I don't know. You're just prolonging the game because the game is over. There's no way to checkmate here. The game is over. Then I move my knight to g5 to threaten the queen at the same time. Check. Like as you see on the scale, the scale just dropped. I don't really know why it dropped. I'm not sure if this. Maybe I just don't see it any other way to win the game at this point. I don't to save the game. I don't see it, but the computer says it's yeah, inaccuracy. So of course, check. You have to protect the queen because there's no other way to protect. Of course, he protected with the queen, which is not took with the knight. At this position, I think I know why. I don't really know why. Let's continue. Maybe the computer knew something. I don't have time to analyze that. I took the queen, of course. Wait a minute. I'll analyze that later. Oh, why the computer like the move F4 bet? You can also analyze it by watching. Maybe you'll see it. You can comment below on why it like that move bet. Of course, I think then at this point you shouldn't have accepted the knight. Actually, the game is over, but you shouldn't have prolonged the game again. You should have just threatened my queen, because if I move the knight after he's threatening my queen with the pawn, you can take the queen. But it took it anyway. It took the knight anyway. Which the game is over. Checkmate. There, game over. This was actually quite a good game. I thought it was a brilliant game. There was no mistakes. There was only one inaccuracy. The rest was book moves, best moves, and great moves. There was no like a mistake. So thanks for watching until I drop again. So please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell for the next time I drop. Thank you for watching.